decided to just come in here and connect with you guys, the spiritual community, bringing messages from Source, our guides and our keepers, about what is happening on this planet right now and how it might be affecting you. So the first message that comes through is a new world is born. And if you are on a conscious spiritual journey, if you are able to read the signs, then you would know this. You would already be feeling this. You would have noticed in the way that you feel the energy around you. You would have noticed with how people are behaving. People are suddenly just behaving differently. You're noticing things that you haven't before. For me, the sky looks different. I know that we are shifting into the new earth, that we're right in the midst of that new earth. I've had experiences where so usually when I channel, I'm able to connect and communicate with nature, with anything really. But when I do connect to nature, I would go into the forest, I would connect with the tree, I would set an intention to receive the message that I want to receive. But what I'm finding now is I don't have to do that. I'm driving and they're reaching out to me for communication. So there are a lot of changes that I'm seeing in the world, and I know that it is different. And you might have noticed that too. So if you are someone that is sensitive, you're able to read the signs, you're intuitive, and you're consciously aware of your spiritual journey, then you would have noticed the shift that our world is new. And that's the message that comes out, which is the basis of the reading, the messages, the channeled message that I want to bring through for you guys, is that a new world is born. A new world is born through conscious elevation that has been taking place since 2012. And for you as individuals, you have your own world within the universe, even though you share your life with many people. And you share your perception of the world is that you share it with many people. They have their own world within the universe. You have your own world within the universe. And that's why we can have 10 people witnessing the same thing. And they will all tell a different story. There will be similarities, but they see the same event through a different lens. So what does this mean for us as individuals? Your world is also being reborn. So you might have experienced relationships coming unmasked, and people who you thought held a particular place in your life, they revealed themselves to have very different intentions to you, to not care about the things that you care about in the way that they do. You might have a loving perspective. If you are sensitive to the signs, you are here to help elevate the frequency. You are a part of this beautiful movement towards a whole new way of being, the divine feminine energy coming into our reality, which is based on being self-empowered, not feeling like a victim in every situation, understanding that no matter how difficult or how bad things look, we get to determine, we get to pour into that situation either love or more fear, which tips the scales in either direction for us. So if you have experienced that your world is looking different, that the world is looking different, please understand that you have your own world within the universe. Okay? Because you have your own perception. And your world and your experience of this reality is based on your perception, how you interpret what you're experiencing. So your world is changing. Some people have already left, and you're in the process of grieving that. And that's okay. But what I've got coming through here is a new world is born. And that's the message. I've also got the number 4 and the number 5 side by side. So number 4 lets me, that's the energy of stillness. That's the energy of understanding that the emotional current that runs between you and reality, that runs between you and specific situations, that runs between you and the outcomes you want, is a current that is significant of your guidance system. It's your emotions. And so the number 4 is the wisdom of knowing that my emotions are not yet where it should be to close the gap between what has been and what I'm giving birth to. You're giving birth to a whole new world. So if this resonates with you, if anything that I'm saying and sharing with you resonates with you, please comment, let me know. I know that this message is deep, but it is for you, and you have the capacity to resonate with the frequency. You're giving birth to a whole new world, but you're in a state right now of the energy of 4, where your guides and your keepers, where the angels are clearing things out for you, taking care of, knowing that you are in the sacred space of grieving what you've released, and also closing the gap between what has been and what is to come. And so there is a wisdom in knowing that I need to get to a place where my emotions are not so, are in better alignment with acceptance, with love, with trust, and with what it is I want to experience more of in my world as I move forward. Okay. So there is a sense of being still, of being quiet, of rest and restoration. And if that's the energy that you are in right now, and you might have a little voice inside saying to you, but you can't just stand still. There's so much happening in the world right now. You need to, you know what your goals are. You know what your aspirations are. Why aren't you taking action towards it? But for some reason, you just can't move. Every time you try to do that, your guidance system says, just be still. Trust that wisdom. Because everything has already been put in place for your goals, your aspirations, and for what your world looks like moving forward. It is done. It is done. It is done. There is nothing more that you have to do. You are filled in the grid vibrationally. Yes. You will be seeing angel numbers everywhere all day long, because that is communication, letting you know where you are and that you are being guided and that things are being taken care of for you. Step 1 is you ask. You ask and it is given. You have done that throughout your lifetime. Every time you've made a choice, every time you've been in a situation where you've had to choose, you've declared to the universe what your preference is. Step 2, the universe takes care of your guides, your keepers. You have a non-physical team that creates what you want instantly. And so now the old habits of, well, nothing gets done if we don't do it, and what's wrong with you? Are you depressed? Just move on. That person showed their true colors to you. All of that kind of internal noise could be causing a little bit of underlying anxiety, but you are in the right place to be still. So the number 4 shows up right next to the number 5, which, as I've already described what the symbolic energetic meaning of the number 4 is. And then number 5 is there, which is change. So you have to be in the place of stillness, of quiet, of allowing your emotions to settle and calm and come into alignment with your vision, which is how you would feel in that place. So if my vision is that I'm sailing on a yacht, and the sun is perfect and the water is perfect and I feel happy and I feel peace. That's my vision. Right now I might feel like I can't have peace and I can't sit in the sun until I've made the money to buy the yacht. But Spirit is saying, no, it is done. It has already been created. You want to adopt the vibration, the frequency of that peace, of feeling as though you are lying in the sun, even though the yacht is not yet here. So it's that in-between space that you are in right now. But it's even more powerful than that. Let go of past. I hear what you're saying. I'm now letting go of past situations and moving forward. Good. I just want you to ask yourself, just be sure that your belief, the meaning you give letting go is not erasing or destroying what has been. Let the past be. It'll always be a part of you. It is what has brought you to your fullness, the fullness as you experience yourself right now. Let it be. So what does that mean? Sometimes when we've had an experience with someone and we were very attached to a particular outcome, and we did not manifest that outcome, we want to erase all of the energy that is them in our lives so that we can move forward. But they've served in the evolution and the clarity of where we find ourselves now. And the reason why they were part of our lives was valuable, whether it was love, whether it was helping us connect to appreciating ourselves more, whether it was helping us to connect to a deeper level of honesty with ourselves, whatever it was for us in that relationship, that essence, we still want to keep it active as we release. So I can release you and I can let you go because our paths go different ways. But the part of our relationship that has manifested as essentially as a part of my essence, which is truth or clarity or joy, that I take with me and I thank you. Whenever you come to mind, I thank you. And that is how that serves. Are you from the Anunnaki? I'm quite certain that I am. Yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling. I've been working on making peace and forgiving those who have wronged me, yes. What you want to do, beloved, is I have been working on making peace. You don't make peace. Peace already exists. And forgiving those who have wronged me. All you want to do is you want to shift all the things that you put under the label wronged. You want to put it under a different label. How have they served me in doing this? That's how you tune into your personal power, into your fullness, because you are gods walking the face of this earth, and nobody has the power to take anything from you except through our perception. You understand? So sometimes, because the word is so powerful and words are spells, sometimes we just want to replace certain words and it shifts the entire energy. Okay, so this is what I want to share with you before I move on to opening up for more messages, because before I started this, when Source called me to do this live with you guys, whoever you are out there, I just want you to take a moment to just breathe into your heart space and to feel the energy that is being channeled for you right now. The energy of healing and the energy of alignment, the energy of well-being. You are sacred, sacred beings, and you are all a part of this great shift that has taken place. And there is so much gratitude and there is so much love that is being channeled to you through frequency, telepathically and energetically. So I want you to just receive that. The grandest teaching, so Christ-like consciousness is not the religious teachings of the world. And it's a consciousness. It's a state of being. And the shift and moving into the 5D perception of your reality as your consciousness has elevated is what we call Christ-like consciousness. It's got nothing to do with the religion. It's got everything to do with the spirituality, with the consciousness. And so the grandest teaching of Christ was not that you shall have everlasting life, but that you do. You already do have everlasting life. This is not your first lifetime. You know this. You have wisdom. You have wisdom and a knowing that is activated, that awakens in so many different experiences and areas of your life that nobody here even knew to teach to you. You've come here with ancient wisdom. You are everlasting, not this vessel, not this avatar, not this body, but the essence that is you, the essence that is us. We are everlasting. Not that you shall have brotherhood in God, but that you do. Think about that. When we walk around on this planet and we see so many different faces, different colors, different shapes, different sizes, we think we are meeting external versions of what we call the human race. We think that they have nothing to do with us. They are what we call strangers. What is something that is strange? It is what is unknown. That is strange. It is simply something that is unknown to me. And the moment that I gain the knowledge of what that is, it is no longer strange. So we think that other human beings and creatures and creation as it exists on this planet, that they're separate from us, they're strange to us. We have nothing to do with them. But that is not true. Those are billions of versions of us manifest into different bodies, living out their existence, their state of being from different perspectives, through different frequencies and vibration. There is no real separation. So brotherhood, the brotherhood that is referred to, that we have in God, exists in the brotherhood that we remember and we awaken to in one another and in all things. Because we are the God force. The part of us that is soul, the part of us that is self, is fragments of that God force in different bodies. So we are all connected. Okay? Not that you shall have whatever you request, but that you do. Now this is so interesting to me, because if I were to ask anyone walking the face of this earth if they have everything that they want, they'll say no. There is a long list of what they still like. And the moment we achieve a goal, or the moment we manifest a desire, our desires have already grown. More have been added to them. And yet, we already possess everything that we want. So that can be a little bit confusing if you try and interpret that through the mind. What it means is that everything you want is created the moment that your clarity comes into place. You declare your desire and it is created, but it is not manifested into your experience because you are still closing the gap between an old vibration, an old perception of your reality, and a new one. So you have everything you want right where you are right now, but you don't see it. Because how you look at your reality is key. If I cannot see that I have value in my world, if I cannot see that I have the favor of the universe, if I cannot see that the universe has my back because I don't pay attention to the 20 things that worked out for me today, I am manifesting on, I am sulking and I'm marinating in the 2 things that didn't go my way. And so my belief that favor is missing in my world makes it impossible for me to see all of the things that are a vibrational match to favor for me existing in my world. So all that is required is to know this. For you are the creator of your reality, and life can show up no other way for you than that way in which you think it will. You think it into being. This is the first step in creation. God, that which we call God, source, is thought. So if source, if God, the universe is consciousness, it is thought, then where are your beliefs? Where are your thoughts predominantly? And which reality do you vibrationally add energy and power to? To the reality in which there is a great dark force, which some call the devil, darkness, demons, negativity. Because the vibration of fear, of lack, of all those negative, powerless vibrations, that is the force that you give energy. If consciousness, if your thought creates, if the God force exists, is made manifest through your thought, where are your thoughts? You know, so there are some people that have had to leave our lives because they have not made the conscious choice to change their perception of the world and reality and of creation. To love unconditionally is a Christ-like state of being. To love unconditionally is an evolved state of being. And it's a deliberate choice that has to be made. So a new world is being born. Your world is brand new. And at the moment you're in a state of rest, restoration, and you are grieving what you've had to let go and release in love. And very soon you will begin to see the manifestation of those changes in your life, and they will happen for you as you maintain the state of love, acceptance, and trust. Not what must I do? What else needs to be fixed? What else needs to be done? All right. So you are sensitive, you know how to read the signs, you know you are being guided, and you can trust your guidance system. This is a powerful, favorable time to be here. Those who perceive reality through the old programming, 3D perspective, the world's very different for them. But the world is new for you, and you are in the space right now where you are programming the characters in your game. Okay? The avatars in your game. You are programming them through the expectation that you declare that you have, and through the energy that you send out to them, through the energies that you hold active. All right, so everything is happening for us. The energies have shifted and the stars are aligned for this new world. This new world. And you are looking out and you are observing and you are waiting. And what Spirit wants you to know is that you are going to feel like a child that has woken up at the most amazing what we would have considered, I suppose, as kids, Disneyland would be. Just woken up in the most amazing, massive play area where everything that their heart could possibly desire is there. Things that they didn't even think of or didn't even imagine they could have. That's what your world is going to possess, already does possess. And it is going to begin manifesting for you as you notice the changes in the days to come. What else, Spirit? What else do you want? Those who you are guiding here to this live for this message, what else is it that you want them to know? All right. Choices. Choices, your relationship and your experience of choice will not be the same. In the past, choices were accompanied with anxiety and fear. This choice holds so much weight over my life and over my future. What if I make the wrong choice? Should I go with what I believe will be the most fun, or should I do the responsible thing? Because I'm trying to get in the favor of the gods. Nobody's keeping score. You know, but these are old, this is just old programming that we were still in the habit, that we've been in the habit of doing just automatically for such a long time. So in the past, choice has been accompanied with great anxiety for you. And you would find yourself trying to research in depth, perhaps get advice regarding the choices before you made them. And some of you would choose to do the responsible thing even though it's not fun. And some of you would choose to do the thing that everybody else in your family would benefit from, even though that's not your heart's desire. So in the past, choice came with the relationship of being bound to beliefs, society's expectations, expectation of other people, and trying to do the right thing as we've been taught. But you are free now. And choice will no longer have that, come along with that bitter taste in your mouth of pressure. you will be able to, you will have lots of choice. Not because you can only have one thing or because you can't have it all, but because it's fun. And if you don't choose that particular thing now, you can choose it tomorrow if you decide. There's a sense of freedom that comes with every choice that is made manifest for you in your experience, in your new world as it unfolds. That's what you're looking at. That's the kind of energy that you are looking at as you move forward. There are no more choices that you have to make. The only choice that you will continue to make on a daily basis is to check where you are with your guidance system. Am I in that place of love, of unconditionality, where the conditions do not determine whether I am happy or not? Because they are irrelevant. I can still love even though the sun is not shining. I can still love the rain and understand its value. All right? So you are free. Choice is going to be very different for you, and the choice is not because the universe is handing you, okay, which one do you want? No, the universe knows both of these would be enjoyable to you, and it's just for fun. You get to decide what gives you the most pleasure and the most fun at this time. And more will be available to you tomorrow and the day after. There is not this sense of lack. There is a sense of knowing that there is abundance in your world. Clarity. Clarity. If in the past you found yourself struggling with being indecisive, or knowing what you have to do, making that decision, but then finding that you're struggling to implement it, it was probably because you made the initial decision based on what you were told, based on what you learned from your life experience is expected from you. It wasn't authentically what you were in alignment with, and therefore the resistance and the blockage. But now, as you find and experience yourself in this new world, you will notice that the moment you are faced with a choice, your preference immediately is illuminated and it is easy for you to make. So there is not that kind of resistance that you might have experienced in the past. Okay? And then the other thing is the relationship with time has shifted. More of you have come to understand, to realize that time and our association with time and how we experience time is an illusion. That in order to move forward, in the past we spent so many years trying to rid ourselves from our history. And in order to find enlightenment, or in order to give space to evolution, we spend so much time, money, energy investing in uncovering all of the information that we can about our past so we can better understand ourselves. Still, just another way to elude the present. I am not at peace with where my feet are placed in this moment. This is sacred ground. Wherever you are right now, feel where your feet is. That is sacred ground. That is now. That is all that has ever been, all that you have ever been, all the knowledge, all of the experience, all of the evolution that has brought you to this moment. And the amount of likes you have, or the amount of thank yous you have, or the amount of flowers you receive, or the amount of money in your account, those are conditions. They are irrelevant to your value. Most of what we do as humans, and most of what we have done, even if we choose a path that is considered a right path, if we are choosing that path to escape this moment, where your feet are placed, where your heart beats, where you draw breath, you are escaping the sacred essence of who you are. All of your existence is here with you right now. And being able to love and embrace this moment, regardless of how it is constructed for you, it's always constructed to serve you. And sometimes you don't like how it looks. You don't like the house that you're in, or you don't like how somebody's speaking to you, or you don't like how the world looks, or you don't like that you don't have this and you don't have that, or you, whatever that may be. Those are all conditions. But they serve you, and they're a part of all of your power is here, you see? And so now, as we've shifted into this new earth, there is an understanding that you have and that you are coming to, that revisiting the past, except for the fun of it, right? Like paging through a photo album. Sometimes you see a picture and you remember a dress you wore, and you see somebody in that picture and you remember that day you guys had so much fun. That's a nice way to reminisce. But when we revisit the past, or we go to readers because we want to know the future, none of it is wrong, because there is no right or wrong in our universe. But there is an awareness now that sometimes I use these things to escape my existence. And all of the universe exists here with me now. And all of the well-being exists here with me now. And all of my power exists here with me now. And all the love that I could ever want in 100 lifetimes exists here with me now. I do not see it because I'm looking in the wrong place. You see? So now, as the new world is born, and we've shifted consciousness, there is this understanding, this acceptance of, I'm enough. My history on this planet, and in the many lifetimes that I've lived here, and my history on other planets, they're all here with me right now in this moment. And if I choose to revisit them, it is for the fun of it. But I don't need any of that information to make this present moment all that it needs to be. I don't need it to be enough. I don't need it to fit in anywhere. I don't need it for alignment, and I don't need it to feel fulfilled. You see? So it's as if all of time has come into the space of harmony, because usually with us, the past and the future that we have in mind, they were so contradictory that we see them as separate. But they are not. They're connected. They're different faces of the same you. They're different faces of the life that is you. That's all they are. And so now, moving into this new world, as this new world is born, there is this awareness that I don't need to fix what I perceive to be the past. I'm comfortable with who I am, and I'm okay to embrace it. Everything that I feel might be missing right now in this moment is here. I don't have to look for it anywhere else. And this is a powerful place to be, because time, as I said, is an illusion. we have cycles. And you can stay in a cycle for as long as you like. It's as if time stands still for some people. Some of you probably know at least one or two people. Since you've known them, they're still the same. Nothing in their world has changed, and their behavior hasn't changed. They've lived 40, 50 years, but they're still in cycle 1. So it's not like they've moved forward 40 years. There is no such thing as 1 hour after the next and so forth. Our sense of measuring time, because as I said, it's an illusion, I'm just using that word, is cycles. And that's why some of us, many of us, feel like we've lived many, many lifetimes in one lifetime, because we've had many cycles. And with every cycle, you are reborn. And that comes from the willingness to close, to embrace and to be fully present and to learn from and to make peace with the cycles that some of us call karmic. I mean, karma is good and bad. Those cycles make up our lifetime. And as I say, some people have only ever been in the one cycle. But for you, for those of you who have been led here for this message, you are sensitive to the signs. You are consciously aware that you are on a spiritual journey, and you have been a part of filling in the grids with new light. We have volunteered to be here and to do that, and we can see the benefits of it. We can feel in the spaces where things are so chaotic, and we have the wisdom to know that from chaos, things come to light. Things that have been hidden, things that have been missed, masks are removed. And only when things are out in the open can they heal. And so from that chaos comes harmony. And it's just like the tower. The tower moment is the burning down of the empire, burning everything down to ashes, and then the only thing that rises is the phoenix. And that's what you guys are. So that's the message that Spirit wanted me to share with you, is you do not need to engage in other people's conflict. People who are experiencing life through their 3D, through the old perception of 3D, which is fear and helplessness and victimhood and doom and gloom, they don't see what you see. And you don't have to convince them. They have free will. You can love them, and you can know that no matter what happens, their guidance system is doing and their guides, their non-physical team is doing whatever is possible to guide them through their path of least resistance. And for some people, the truth is too much, because the truth shatters the illusion of who they are and their reality in such a profound way that they're afraid to do what you've done, to be reborn and to start from nothing, from scratch, because you understand that nothing is everything. There is no such thing as nothing. So I want to encourage you. How you are feeling right now is perfectly normal. Some of you need extra rest. Some of you are feeling what would be interpreted through the old programming as unmotivated. We don't look to be motivated. We only act when we are inspired to do so, because we trust in the ebb and the flow that is very, very important in our process. And we also understand that step 1 is automatically done, and step 2 is not our work. We do not have to control everything. Everything gets taken care of for us. The only work that we have come here to do is to show others and to educate one another, remind one another that we have built-in technology, that we have that which is known as God, which is the creator of all reality. We activate that energy through our thought, and we activate the opposite, which is also being created by humanity, which is known by some as the devil, whatever, darkness. Same way, yeah. Okay. So that is the message that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Be easy with yourself. Everything is being taken care of for you. All right? And just keep an eye out. You are about to be surprised and delighted with how your world is shifted for the better. Love and light. Bye now.